Okay, this is a review over proportional functions and what it means. Another way of saying proportional functions is also saying direct variation. First off, here's some examples of what proportional means. Okay, so if you notice right here in the first one on the left, when it's proportional, it crosses through 0, 0, the origin right here. This is not an example of a proportional equation because it does not cross at 0, 0. But even before I started with that, we should have said it can only be proportional if it is linear. It has to be linear to be proportional. So you look and see, does it make a line? Yes. Does it cross through 0, 0? Yes. So it is proportional. This one, does it make a line? Yes. Does it cross through 0, 0 right here? No, it does not, so it is not proportional. Here are a couple other examples. Again, it makes a linear function. It makes a line, straight line. It crosses through 0, 0. Right here, straight line does not cross through 0, 0. This is why it's not proportional. And another example, proportional, straight line crossing through 0, 0. Another example would be talking about a table when we have delta y over delta x. Okay, so you look at this table, you look at these two tables right here, and if you find delta y over delta x, like right here, this, I guess they took these two deltas and they divided them because they're the same. So these are saying that these are the delta y's. Now these here, when they went and found the delta y's over delta x's, these were not the same. So this is not linear and it's not going to be proportional. Right here. And actually, what they're trying to say, instead of taking the deltas, if you look and see, if you just take this number over that one, okay, and you get a whole number, then it's going to be proportional. Okay, if they're all the same. So what it's saying is even before, without taking delta y over delta x, without taking delta y over delta x, if you just take the y number divided by the x, so you don't even have to do the delta y over delta x and find the equation. Once you take the y number divided by the x and it gives you a number, do that for all of them, and this right here will show that it's proportional because they all have to be the same. Over here, when we divide the numbers, they do not come out to be the same. They come out in different numbers, and that means it will not be proportional. Again, and two more examples. There we go. You took the y number over the x. 1 over 1 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So since all of these ended up being the same number, it is proportional. And that's why instead of finding the entire equation, you can just go through and find your table and take the y number over your x number. Another type of example right here, when you're looking at the equations, if it's proportional, it has a constant of 0. This one right here has a constant of 3. So this right here would mean that it's crossing the y-axis at 3. This is crossing the y-intercept at 0. Again, right here, the constant is 0. The constant is -7. Right here, same thing. Constant is 0. The constant is 3. Okay, so what is proportional? It must maintain linear criteria. What does that mean? For a graph, it has to be a line, and it must go through 0, 0. On a table, delta y over delta x must be equivalent. Equivalent means equal to for every row. For an example, y equals kx, the constant must be 0. X cannot be with an exponent, under a square root, or in the denominator, but must meet extra criteria. So basically, the first thing it's saying is that it has to be linear. It has to make a line. And all this we've already gone over. Proportional, so it must be linear. For a graph, it must pass through the origin. For a table, the term number must be 0. Right here, it's got to be 0, 0. And y number divided by the x has to be the same for every one. Like right here, 8 divided by 1 is 8. In other words, that's negative 8. It's covered up in that red circle. Negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Negative 24 divided by 3 is a negative 8. So as it goes through, when you divide these numbers, they have to be the same. For an equation, the constant must be 0. We do not write the constant. You leave it as, like on this one, negative 4 y equals 4x. So because we could put y equals 4x plus 0, but you won't ever see that on any kind of test. We do not have to write it. Constant of variation or constant of proportionality. That's a fancy name for the coefficient in a proportional function. Y over x. So when I go through here, and I've got 0, 0 right here, then I take 4 divided by 1 is 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 3 is 4. That means that the constant of variation, the thing that it's changing by each time, is 4. That 4 is my coefficient. So the equation is y equals 4x. That 4 is the y number divided by the x number. Okay, so think about this. Are all linear equations proportional? No. Okay, so it could cross at different places. Are all proportional equations linear? If it's proportional, does it have to be linear? Yes, it does. Are all proportional equations functions? Okay, think about what a function means. A function means the x number cannot repeat. Yes, all functional equations have to be functions.